From the roar of the crowd to the roar of the engine, this is Pit Pass.
Pit Pass is brought to you by Aaron's of State College on the Benner Pike, by W.R. Hickey Beer Distributor, celebrating 80 years, and by Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle. Here are your hosts, Ron Fox and Jan Miller.
And in case you're wondering, I'm Jan and that's Ron.
As if they couldn't see the difference.
Oh, that's true. I am a lot shorter than you are.
Okay, well, if we don't get on with the show, we're going to have to cut the highlights a little shorter.
Oh, but before we do, I'd like to congratulate Freddie Raymer for setting a new record at Lincoln for the 25-lapper. And Greg Satterley and Mason Ziegler both made it to the field in the Dream.
Oh, yeah. Well, Scott Bloomquist won for the sixth time the $100,000 to win Dream race. Congratulations to him. Now, let's take a look at what's coming up on this week's Pit Pass. Despite some overcast skies, we found some racing Friday night. Highlights from Lernerville Speedway. It's a new lineup at Ed Powell Motorsports in 2013. Jan meets up with them later in the show. Previews of some special upcoming events, mods, sprints, late models, asphalt, and dirt. We have it all.
Last Tuesday, the Appalachian Mountain Late Model Speed Week Series made a stop at Port Royal.
$5,000 was on the line to the winner of the 40-lap event. The 7 of Rick Eckert and 21 Dan Stone led the field to the green. The 32 of Vic Coffey jumps to the inside of Eckert down the front stretch. Through 1 and 2, Coffey can't pull off the pass and settles into third ahead of 38 Kenny Pettyjohn and the 1J of Davey Johnson. Up front, Eckert has 2 car lengths on Stone going into turn 3. From the drop of the green, one of the cars to watch was the 22 of Greg Satterley. Here he races the 15 of Matt Parks for position. Behind them, we have a 3-way battle where the 8 of Scott LeBaron splits Jason Covert in the 43 and Colby Fry as they exit turn 2 and charge down the backstretch. Up front, Eckert stretched out his lead over Stone with Coffey still in third place and Johnson holding on to fourth. The 6 of Jamie Latham ran in the 6th spot while Austin Hubbard in the 11 challenged Parks for 7th. Steve Axtell was slow with 7 laps completed to bring out the first caution. On the restart, Coffey looks to the outside of Stone through 1 and 2. On the exit of the turn, Coffey is able to complete the pass and move into the runner-up position. Down the backstretch, they make a little contact which slows Stone. While Stone tries to hold off the pack behind him, Coffey stops in turn 4 with a flat right front tire. He tagged onto the back of the field after his crew changed the tire. This moved Johnson up to third and outside of Stone on the restart. Off of turn 2, Johnson has a slight edge on Stone while Eckert pulls away. As they set up to go into turn 3, Stone switches lanes. He drives to the outside of Johnson through 3 and 4, yet Johnson holds the position. Meanwhile, Hubbard, who started the race in the 13th position, continued to pick off cars. Here he takes the 4th spot from Latham. And it wouldn't be long before Satterley, who started the race in the 11th spot, would make his way into the top 5 by riding the cushion. The yellow flag came out on lap 17 as Mike Lupfer came to a stop on the backstretch. So now Eckert's commanding lead was gone. As we return to green flag racing, Satterley continues to make the outer groove work for him. He gets by Hubbard and settles into 4th behind Stone. A lap and a half later, Stone is now up to 2nd, moving Johnson back to 3rd. But it is not long before Satterley takes that position away from Johnson. For a number of laps, Stone and Satterley swap the runner-up position, and a little sheet metal. Stone makes the save, and the pair continue in pursuit of Eckert. As Eckert started to encounter more traffic, Stone was able to briefly take the lead on the 33rd lap. He looks to open up the lead before heading into turn 3 and into more traffic. Eckert fights back on the bottom and powers down the front stretch to officially lead the lap. As they race into turn 1, Hubbard has joined the mix, while Satterley continues to ride the cushion. The cars battling for position at the tail of the field present a real challenge for Eckert as he tries to fight off Stone. Going through 3 and 4, Satterley charges on the outside of Stone. Satterley gets the car a little loose on the top side but saves it. And while that was going on, Stone made a little contact with Eckert as they fought through the traffic. Stone would spin out, bringing out the yellow once again. With 6 laps to go, we have a restart. Hubbard is right on Eckert's back bumper while Latham rides in the 3rd spot. Satterley has recovered and runs in the 4th position. Remember Vic Coffey, who had a flat while running 2nd earlier in the race? Well, he drove through the pack to finish 6th. Here he puts the heat on Jeremy Miller. Up front, Austin Hubbard could not run down Eckert in the closing laps. And Scrub goes on to collect the $5,000 top prize. Rick, congratulations on the win. Looks like you had them covered until you got in that lap traffic.
Yeah, lap traffic is usually the leaders at the worst place. You know, you're the first guy to catch them. Guy behind you can change his line a little bit. And I knew when we caught them guys side by side, I was going to be in trouble because it was so slippery. If you slowed up at all, it took you half a lap to get back going again. And they slowed me up. And Dan drove by me in 1 and 2, and then I drove back by him in 3 and 4. And then I don't know what happened. He got into one hard and got in my left rear and got himself spun out. But yeah, it was a dog place. And it was really a heck of a race for the fans. I'm glad I didn't see the rest of it.
Now they really worked on the track to bring in the cushion, which guys like Satterley really used to close on you. It didn't seem like you used that much.
I felt the line I had in 1 and 2 was pretty good. The cushion would be hard to go around me. 3 and 4, I probably needed to move up. But when you're leading, you just don't know. You know, I moved off the bottom to the middle and felt like I carried more speed there, so I just stayed in that middle.
Well, they did make it a racy track. We saw 3 and 4 wide.
That was an awesome racetrack. That's the best I've ever seen this racetrack.
Now, we're used to seeing you in the 24. Tell us about this car.
These shows around home here. This Paul Crowell has this car here, and he called me over the winter and asked me if I want to drive it. So it worked out well because I can get my stuff ready for the World Outlaw Tour, and then I can run this whenever we're not on tour, and works out good.
And you like this Appalachian Mountain Tour they have here?
This is a great deal. Hopefully these guys can keep this up, and thank all the sponsors, all mine and all theirs.
So Rick Eckert collects the checkers in the 40-lap feature. Austin Hubbard, Greg Satterley, Jamie Latham, and Davey Johnson round out the top 5. In the 358 late model race, Grant Adams took the lead from Travis Stickley on lap 11 of the 20-lap event. Adams held off Chad Myers for the win.
When you see drivers like Kenny Pettyjohn, Jim Yoder, and Jeff Ryan finish outside of the top 10, you know it was a strong field.
And that was without any accidents or mechanical problems involved. That's just how competitive it was. Now, by the way, Rick Eckert went on to win the following night in the finale at Lincoln Speedway, and congratulations to Greg Satterley, who wrapped up the series title.
Now, in the highlights we just showed you from Port Royal, Steve Campbell was one of the competitors. I caught up with Steve to talk to him about his ride at Ed Powell Motorsports and his new teammate. That and more when Pit Pass returns.
The brand